and then it just happened, poof, he was a guest. Now this is something that is just insanely horrifying if it were to happen to you. I mean, no one would want that, right? So that is basically what today is about. Hey, what is going on with you guys? You know who it is your favorite Roblox. I am kidding, I am not a block, but it is of course SubZeroExtabyte coming in clutch with another video for you guys today, and today we are of course doing something new, and with something new I actually mean the same old, but at least something is new, and that is that something happened while I was gone for the day. But let's focus on this first, and never mind, we already screwed up on one of our first sentences. This is going to prove that today will not be a great day for me trying to do some hardcore shopping right here. But as you may have seen, I was contacted by a guest on the streets. Now I am not sure about the things that he wanted, but I could tell that he wanted something from me, so that is why he sent me down here to this store, right, which is kind of weird, and I will get to the bottom of this. Yes, that was a pun. What are you going to do about I make puns? That is right, go sue me. Never mind that. No wait, please do not do that. I am afraid, just like I am afraid of dying, but then again that has never stopped me from doing incredibly stupid things whatsoever. So again, sue me. They ate us because they ate us. At least that is something that the kids used to say way back when I was still a little kid. But then again, I am not all that familiar with what the youth call street slang, because they think that I am too old for that. Well, you might be right in that, but then again, is there anyone here who actually cares about that? No, that is right, and neither should any of you, so let's hop on and let's find out what it is that this random guest dude wants. I mean, come on, of course I am kidding. I know all about this story and everything, and I am kidding because he is a guest. That is all not a secret if you ask me. But then again, I might say that I have got a PhD in medicinal biochem, which I do not have, by the way. But that does not mean that I cannot come up with some kind of mechanism to find out what this guest even wants me to do here. But it will take some time, and we have a lot of time on our hands right now, people. But we will just march on, of course, but then after we recollect, because we just walked straight into that story. That was maybe a little stupid of me, but then again, I am not the one on trail here. I mean, the story of today is about a random Roblox player that turned into a Roblox guest out of nowhere. Literally just nothing at all. And then it just happened, poof, he was a guest. Now this is something that is just insanely horrifying if it were to happen to you. I mean, no one would want that, right? So that is basically what today is about. We are here for that one reason. The story about this one person that became a Roblox guest out of the blue, and we have no idea why. I mean, it is basically just an urban legend, and we have no idea if this actually is a true story. But let's say that it is. Well, that makes it all the more scary if you ask me, and I really want to make sure that whatever we do today is actually something that will make sense, so that we can actually find out what has happened around here with this person that you see on your screen. So we start with today. Today was a day where everything that is usually working against me suddenly turned around and actually worked out for the best. Now I can hear you think, why a random guest? What in the world are you on about? And well, my beloved friends, I asked myself the exact same question, and I still do not have the answer to that question. Let's just say that my life is like a roller coaster, and usually there are some hops and dips, but today there was a full-on cork, and let me tell you, it was awesome. Everything that I have done up until this point in time has been worth it, since if I did not do those things, then I would alter the future, meaning that today might never have happened. I could have already been dead. Maybe I had already stopped making these videos, and maybe, just maybe, then I would not be talking to you right now. So I am very grateful for how everything panned out, and I know that I am keeping you guys waiting, and this might all seems like a really elaborate bait where I just tell you that I changed my pants this morning. Woohoo, even though that would be quite the accomplishment. But no, I ended up adopting a couple kids right now, which was cool. But again, not the story. That is not what I was going for. As you maybe see, he was looking for some amazing cars. And then you might say, amazing cars? Expensive, you mean? Well, yeah, they are amazing, yet expensive. But because of the events that happened today, I will not have to worry about that ever again. And you all are probably on the edge of your seat right now. Whoops, someone just fell off of their seat. Tell me in the comments if that was you. That looked hilarious. But good people, What happened today will exceed everything else that I have ever done up until now. And that does not mean that everything that I have done up until now has been a waste. No, far from that. But I mean, if this day would have come any sooner, then I would not have to work this hard all the time, since I have been working my butt off for a couple of years now. But I know that I am really stretching it right now, so I will just go around and tell you guys. So I spoke to this guy and this is what he had to say. I wrote it all down, so I will read to you what he said to me. Here it goes. Well, what happened that day? I needed some gas to fill up the car, and I walked into the gas station to pay for the gas that I had just tanked, and I saw this crazy looking lottery ticket. So of course I checked my pockets and I had just enough change to actually buy the ticket. And now obviously you know what happened next, right? Yes, I won $12 million on that one lottery ticket, but of course you know. So what I did was, I spent it all on more lottery tickets. I mean, if I can buy one and get 12 million, what happens if I buy 6 million lottery tickets? Well, I thought that I would at least quadruple that amount. Like, honestly, that's what I thought. But that ended up being the worst idea that I have had in quite some time. In like at least 36 hours. Which is a big accomplishment for me personally. But I had a buttload of lottery tickets, and I just started scratching them all up. And I got nothing. I got into my car and started driving, and then bam, everything went dark. I woke up in a hospital bed or a table, I am not sure what it was, and there were doctors walking around me and checking me out and stuff. And I had no idea what had happened. I mean, I literally had no clue because I was out. And I am not sure what happened next. All I know is lying on the bed for a hot minute and then everything just changed. I mean, everything that I knew and everything that I had worked for was just gone after that. I mean, it is weird to think about, I know, but for some reason it just happened and I have no idea why, and it was really weird, but I felt like I was just trapped there and I had no idea how to get out because I had no idea what even was going on. And I mean, I am basically just rambling right now, but everything that happened right here was all so surreal, it was insane. I literally had no clue about anything that was going on, and I will tell you this one thing, I was not enjoying it for one bit. It was not something fun, it was not something that I enjoyed, and it was really weird for me. That is all that I know, man. I felt like a guest in my own body in that hospital. The irony is really sticking with me today, is it not? But please guys, tell me that you are as stoked as I am to actually get to see the actual John Doe, because I am like dying out here right now. This is all that I have ever wanted since I was just a little boy, and now this is all coming true for me. I mean, the little sub inside of me right now is like jumping up and down. And I mean my inner little sub, like the little version of me, which is not the little sub that I just got at Subway, even though that one might not have fallen so well after I chugged down an entire bottle of Baja Blast from Taco Bell, which is also one of the things that I love about my childhood. The fresh taste of a bottle of Baja Blast at lunch in high school. Those were the days, man. I could just talk about that all day. Or just going out to Taco Bell right now and getting a Baja Blast. It is just way too good, man. But I have to stop talking about that drink because it is actually getting really weird right now for some odd reason. Right, you guys? But of course we have got to go ahead and move on from the Baja Blast like I promised 2 minutes ago, but you all know that I am unable to stop ranting about something once I have fully committed to the rant. Now of course you might be wondering, well sub, why are you talking about this guest and what is he actually? Well, they are basically a name for someone who they do not know the name from. So if you did not know my name, and I was found dead or something like that, well, the police would then identify me as a guest until they find out what my actual ID is. So it is pretty confusing, I know that, but I guess that we will just have to make do with that. But basically, guest is a player who cannot be identified, and a female would be called a guest woman if they could not be identified. Like I said, it is all pretty confusing, and let's hope that no one ever has to deal with anything like that. Now I am still not sure what even is going on right now, so I guess that we will just have to go on and find that out right now before we do something stupid here. But no sub, that is a lot of bad behavior, so I am not going to condone that, and I will learn how to be a proper human being who does not go around yelling at people because they have no idea what they are doing on the road or in traffic or in whatever. I mean, we are doing a hardcore obby, and that guy was not not even paying attention. I mean, how are you ever going to be able to perform the best time that you have ever had on an obby if you are not paying your uttermost attention to the game? Now my head is not really in the right place right now, since I am still trying to find out who this guest is and what in the world he would want from me, because I have got no idea right now. I mean, I usually know everything that there is to know about people, but right now I do not, and it is really bothering me, to be honest. And really I cannot deal with that all too well right now, man. Why can I not find this out? I really think that this is just baffling to me. But of course, if he does not pay attention, then he will not win. And since I actually trying to find this all out. Oh wait, we are basically done, I guess. Well, let's go home then. Or I guess that we are not going home. Well, that is kind of a bummer, I guess. Now that we cannot go home, I think that this guest wants us to speed run this thing real quick. Well, I guess that I cannot let him wait or anything like that, since he is controlling the strings right now. So I will just make sure that he is happy right now. Okay, so since we actually were almost done, I am not sure how that happened, but I guess the game just somehow glitched out, and now we are running low on time and energy, and we will still be needing to make a lot more happen today, so we will have to push onwards for the next couple of miles because he is as guest. I mean, victory may not be within the mile, but that does not mean that we cannot close the distance. So let's just push on and make sure that we can actually do this within the time that John Doe has personally handed to me, which was 15 minutes. And if I do not make it within that time, I will be doomed, and he and Jane Doe will be taking me back into the dungeons of their unknown house, and I will have to rot there for eternity. And I am not sure if you guys are at least anywhere near familiar with how long an eternity is, and it basically means forever. So you know, forever does not have an expiration date, so that means that I will be stuck in that specific dungeon for the rest of my blocked life, and I will be doomed. Like I said earlier, like I literally said that like 30 seconds ago. Can you please keep your focus on the video? Come on, I am not trying this hard just to entertain myself, so stick with it please and watch me go as I make sure that SpongeBob SquarePants will not be taking the upper hand on me, and I will take him down like that one guy from the Avatar The Legend of Aang with his cabbages, and he keeps getting his cabbage cart destroyed in that one world with all of the dirt things. I mean those guys who are able to control dirt or something like that. At least I believe that it was dirt, or rock or something like that. At least some boulders, that is all that I can remember. Alright, please cut me some slack. I have not watched that show in forever, so I am sorry if I do not recall every single detail from that show. Alright, I am also human. Wait, no, I am actually not. Or am I? Well, I guess that you will have to wait. Who knows? Maybe that says it all. But I will just let you guys guess. And you know that when the going gets tough, the tough get going. Let that be your little quote of the day. And I can assure you that it will help you somehow or some way with something. Now you might be asking, what in the world has John Doe got to do with all of this stuff? Well, I will tell you. This John Doe guy came up to me and asked about all of this. I mean, he was not the guest. Well, maybe he actually was. I have no idea at all. But he gave me this little quest to find out the story about this guest. Wow, that actually rhymed. But nevertheless, I am here to find out exactly what happened, and thus far I have found absolutely nothing right now, which is a bummer. But for this time onward, I will just be using John Doe, because right now I do not have the best friend that will help me out, because I still think that Dennis is mad at me for what I did to his cat. Or rather to what I did not do to his cat, which would be not helping him find his cat that I know he is so freaking fond of. And of course I still regret that to today. So please let him know in his comments that I am super sorry for everything that I have done, and that I should have looked for his cat and asked him if we are all alright. Even though that was a long time ago, but he has not let it slip ever since it happened, man. Because I cannot go on and live my life without Dennis. That would just be meaningless to me. Now of course there is nothing worse than having to give in to your defeat, especially when you are as proud of a person as I am. And I am not kidding around, you guys. I am a very proud person, but I am willing to push aside all of my pride just so that I can be able to stay together as a team with my new best friend, John Doe. Even though we never really found out what happened to the guest. I mean, we know what happened. We have all seen the crash and the surgery, but we know nothing. Just like Jon Snow. This is just too weird to me, man. Now people, before I give off the wrong tone here, I still am not sure who he is right now, which is kind of weird, but maybe we will find out more about him in a later part of our life. Who knows? Maybe I will know next video. We will find out who he is and what he wants someday, but that day will not be today because my time is running out and the director is going to be calling cut soon. But once we are through this we can face everything together. And of course once I make it to the end I die, well that is just great. But I will have to leave you guys with this, and I hope that I will see you all in the next video. At least that is what I hope. And a little disclaimer, please watch out when you are driving. Maybe the same thing happens to you when you crash, and that would be a serious bummer. If you ask me, man, it would be a lot of work to recover.